Hello, and welcome back to the series where I retroactively recreate my reading journal for 2024. It's currently February of 2025, so I know how many books I've read, and I'm going to go back and recreate a reading journal for myself so that I can remember what I actually read in 2024. The last video we talked about I'm going to use this audiobook tracker from my Etsy shop, Bumblebee Planner. When you purchase this listing, you get PDFs. One of the PDFs has template links to Canva for the different sizes. We are going to be using this US letter one, so when you click on that, it will take you to this Canva listing. So yesterday we went and made a copy. This is the original. This is the one that you'll get when you open. We made a copy, and that is this one that we're going to be working on. So I've got 8 covers there. I know the one that I'm going to use, and it is not any of these, but should you want to use them and say you liked this one but you didn't like that it was gray, you would select it, go into the color palette, choose a color that you like. If you want, you can change the color of most things. If you decided you wanted to call it your reading journal, then you could change that too, okay? But we are not going to be worrying about that because we're not even using these covers. Just a quick note that the 6 covers that are following, I've taken elements from Creative Fabrica. So if you can print these covers as often as you'd like. You can use them for your personal use, no problem, but if you want to take this artwork and use it for yourself and perhaps sell it, that is not allowed. If you love this artwork, then just click on this red box, follow the link, and you can go to Creative Fabrica yourself and purchase it. If you wanted to put it on a t-shirt and sell it, like you need the print on demand license, you would just click here and then buy that. So just so you know, I don't own this artwork. I've put it in this design for your personal use. And now this isn't we're going to use this cover here. You don't want this red box obviously on your cover, so you would just click it and delete it. And then you can change whatever you'd like. Now, I think I am going to keep this as my audiobook tracker, but I want to put that it's 2024. So I'm going to duplicate this here and write 2024. I won't be printing this until I get everything else figured out, but this is the cover that I think I'm going to use, and that is how I want it to look. Okay, these boxes, we'll come back to that later. These are stickers if you wanted, and again, you can change the colors on these. We don't need colors for anything, so I'm not planning on using them. These are the pages for the book reviews. I just wanted to go into more detail. They look very similar. So for this one, you have a special spot for narrated by and duration, because this is an audiobook tracker. So you want to be able to put the amount of hours that you spent listening to it. And this is a lined version. This is the same one with the line, still has the summary, review, favorite quotes, and notes, but instead of saying narrator, it says format. So sometimes you read it ebook or you read it as a physical copy. I've left it as duration. You can change this to pages if you want. Okay, just showing you that you can change that stuff. This one, again, very similar. It just has blank spaces instead of lines. It's narrated by duration. This one, duration format. Now, this one has a spot to actually review the narration, and these are the ones that I want to use. I just don't like these lines. I prefer the blank spaces. So this is what we're going to be using for our review pages, but before we do review pages, I think I want to do a overall what we have read. I think I read 2 or 3 series this month. I only read 7 books in January, but I still think they were part of series, so we will be doing series pages. I have lots of, even though I only listened to 7 books in January, a few of them were dually narrated, so I've got quite a few narrators that I'd like to list. I'm going to be using this notes one with the blanks. I don't need the spice ones. That's for people who like spice. I don't think I am one of those people, but who knows. 7 new authors to add. Again, I'll be using the one with the blank space. I don't think I'm going to be doing rating systems. We'll see. I don't annotate my books, so we don't need that one. I'm not going to do the TBR or the new release tracker. Now, this 10 before the end, I think we're going to start here. I'm actually going to repurpose this page. So I don't need a 10 before the end, but I do need 7 covers. And I think I'd like to start my months with just a page that has just the covers of what I've read on it. So I'm going to duplicate this page. And then we are going to erase these 3. Now I have 7 books. And Canva is very good about helping you line stuff up, so I'm going to do that. And we are going to change this title, not to 10 before the end, but to maybe January Reads? I don't know. Might change that. Okay, so now when I think I'm going to use this basically as the cover page for each month, and I will have a page that I can just see all the covers of the books that I've read. I'm going to add the covers into these frames. I'm going to go to my Uploads tab, and I'm going to drag and drop the covers into these frames. You can see, you go over it, and then you can see how underneath it, you can see that it's filled it in. You just let go, and it'll plop it in the frame there for you. And I'm going to try to do this in the order that I read them. Oh, let's, okay, and then for the last one, I'll show you how I got these book covers into my Canva account. So what I typically do is go to Google and type in the name of the book, go to images, and then find a flat, like you don't want to use one like this that has the mock-up. You want to have a nice flat version of it. So click on the image and hold, and then drag it up and go into the tab of, you probably can't see this, I think I have it off screen, but if you just drag the cover over the tab that you have your Canva account on, it'll open up the Canva tab, and then you can just drop it on your page. Now, to do this, it won't go into the frame. It just lands on your page the size that it is. Pick it up again and hover over your frame, and you'll see that it'll drop into your frame. And now it's also in your Uploads tab as well. Now, I didn't read that cover, and I like to have the cover that I actually read, so I'm going to put that cover in. Okay, so that is how I do the frames, and now we've got all of our books for January. I am not going to rate them right now because I don't even remember. So that's going to be our cover page for January, I think. We might design it some more later. So, best book of the month. We're definitely going to do this, and I am pretty sure that I am picking This Is How You Lose the Time War. I love that book. And then we're going to get into our January review. So, books read in January. First of all, let's get some type onto this page so that we can start filling in these boxes. Let's put This Is How You Lose the Time War there. And then we need to be able to start typing. So in Canva, to just create new text, you have to actually tell it that's what you want to do. I'm just going to hit T on the keyboard, and it's just going to throw in just some random text. I think we're going to zoom in here. So here we are. It's got this font. I don't really want this font to be what I'm writing with. I'm going to go with this for all the just like handwriting. I'm using air quotes here, handwriting in my journal. I'd like it to be 16, and I want to change the color of it. So I'm going to go here and let's make it this color for now. I just don't want it to be the same black that all of these are. I could change this at the end, it doesn't matter. But okay, so now we have some text. So we can pick this up and move it. And it's selected, so I think the maid was my first book. Now, just for this particular spot, I want it to be left justified. Probably not many other places will I have that, but while that's there, select it and duplicate it. Okay, I'm going to fill this in and then I'll come back when it's done. All right, everything's filled out. I'm going to show you how to change the review stars. Each one you'll see has a white half star. That's for you to delete or to add half stars. I just made them white so that it would be easier to see them. To fill in your stars, you're just going to select the star, go to your color at the top, and then either make it white or gold, depending on how many stars you want it to be. And if you need the half star, then you make the one underneath white and you change the half star to the gold color. That's the wrong gold color. That's the wrong. Either way, we'll fix that later. But now you can see that you've got 3.5 stars. Okay, your stars are done. Maybe you don't want to have these extra stars here and you want to delete them. So we're going to click on this box. You're going to see that it says ungroup. That means the box is grouped. So the best way to do this is just to lock the box underneath the stars. We're going to click on it, right click on it, hit lock, and then we can select all the stars that are on top without worrying about selecting the box underneath. Get rid of all these ones, select them, and then hit the trash can. Okay, the stars are gone. So now we're going to unlock that box and we're going to ungroup the box so that we can get rid of the lines that we don't want. We're going to move this one up, and then we're going to realize that we can't just select all these lines because we need those 2 columns as well. So we'll just select those and push them up. And now we can select the lines underneath and delete them. Okay, so we're up at the review page. Now I have 7 books this month, so I'm going to need 7 copies of this page. I'm just going to duplicate it once. And I'm going to work off of the duplicate. Remember, to get text, you're just going to hit the T on your keyboard and then, select the font that you want, select the color that you want, select the size that you want, and then you can fill, I'm going to fill all this out and then I'll come back later. Okay, I just wanted to show you that before I go in and fill in the actual details, I have gone in and put all of these text boxes. They're the size I want, they're the font that I want, and the color of font that I want. It's in all of these things. Now that I've got this set up, I'm going to duplicate this page. And I'm going to work off of this page, this duplicate page, and then I can go back and duplicate this one for each one. That way I don't have to put all these text boxes in every time. Does that make sense? Okay, so now I'm going to do that for the 7 books that I read this month, and I'll be back. All of the review pages are done. You'll see up at the top here that I have changed the title of the page. That will help us when we are deciding to print. You can print all of the pages or just select the ones that you want. You'll see they all have names. But when you get down to these ones, they have the actual name, so then you know which ones you want to select. We're not doing that now, so we'll worry about that later. You can see that I've added little Canadian flags. I've added LGBTQ2S flags. You can decorate these pages however you'd like. And now that they're done, let's go on to the series. You can see that I have a series here. Here, I don't think I'm going to be going on with this series, so I'm not going to fill out a page for it. Now, before we do that, let's grab some text. So I'm going to take this one, hold the Shift key, select this one. I think I might take one at this size and this size. I'm going to hit Control C to copy them, and then go down to my series page, duplicate it so that we can work off of a copy, and I'm going to hit Control and V, and it'll type in my text from the other page. Now obviously I have to change this, but now I've got the same font size, the same color, and I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to go in and fill in these pages for the 3 series, and I'll meet you when I'm finished. My series pages are all done, and this series, The Folk of the Air, is actually a completed series, and I have read all of the books. I think I'm just going to center them. Canva will help you center them. I erased that 6th one that was over there. I filled everything in. I had 2 other series to fill out. These still have books that are left to be written. I believe this is going to be a 5-book series, but you never know. And I think this one's a duology, but the 2nd book isn't even at my library yet, so I don't know when I'm going to get to finish this one. Or, you know, authors, sometimes they say it's a duology and then they add another one, so I'm not going to erase anything on here yet. We're going to move on to narrators. So let's just take some text, we'll copy it. I'm just going to copy that with my Control C, and then we'll move down to our narrator page, duplicate it, work off the copy, Control V to paste, and now we've got fonts that are the same throughout. I'm going to go ahead and I have, I believe, 9 new narrators, maybe 10 for January, so I'm going to go ahead and do these, and then I'll meet you when I'm finished. I've completed all of my narrator and author pages. Now, for some of these authors, I didn't read all of these books in 2024, but I would like to keep track of all of the books that I have read by that author in one page, and I will keep this open-ended until I'm finished the whole year. We'll see. I might add some from previous years and from 2025. I'll be back in just a moment with a summary of all the pages we've created for January. We made the cover. We made these overall January pages. We've got our individual reviews for the 7 books. This is our series pages, the narrators. We finish with the authors. And combined, we ended up with 27 pages total for January. Join me next time for February.